Finding out who you're doing business with is not only an important part of any due diligence process, but also a requirement of anti-money laundering compliance. To do this, you must identify who the ultimate beneficial owners of a company are. Unfortunately, this is usually a slow and laborious process that requires specially trained staff and is still prone to human error. Error that can leave companies open to regulatory fines and serious reputational damage. Red Flag Alert has solved these problems by revolutionizing how UBO data is presented and interrogated, to speed up your process, reduce errors, and make it more understandable without any need for specialist training. An ultimate beneficial owner is any individual or organisation who ultimately benefits from the activities of a business, exerts control over a business, and/or can remove the majority of its board of directors. Under UK AML legislation, companies are required to identify the UBOs that have 25% or more ownership of a company or 25% or more of the voting rights. In simple terms, it is who receives financial or business benefits from a company and/or can exert control over a company. A simplified example is, a company is owned by its founder, Mrs. F, who has a 60% stake, and a company that invested, Company I, who owns the other 40%. The company that invested has a parent company that is jointly owned by Mr. A and Mr. B. In this case, the UBOs are Mrs. F, Mr. A, and Mr. B, whereas the legal owners of the business are Mrs. F and Company I. UBOs are difficult to find primarily because ownership structures can be extremely complex, with multiple branches and levels. Added to this is that UBOs can be present across multiple levels of an ownership structure. Should a business encounter a money laundering scheme, the ownership structure will be deliberately confusing, potentially containing dozens of levels and branches of ownership. The way UBO data has historically been presented exacerbated this difficulty. Introducing UBOs has meant tackling sprawling ownership matrices of both businesses and individuals. It is little surprise, therefore, that the process has become a significant hurdle to business. An obstacle that is prone to human error and inaccuracies opens up companies to a significant risk of being inadvertently in breach of their AML compliance requirements. At Red Flag Alert, we are on a mission to demystify business risk and credit data. We think that you shouldn't need specialist training and years of experience just to understand a business report. We also believe that to make informed decisions, you need the whole picture, made of the most accurate data available. We brought this ethos to redesigning how UBO data can be displayed and interrogated by our customers. The result was a revolutionary new way to deliver UBO structures that both simplifies how they are displayed whilst providing more detail than the rest of the market. Our UBO trees display ownership structures and allow you to display an organisation's or individual's root of ownership with the click of a button. We also display UBO data for organisations or individuals that have less than 25% ownership or voting rights, as opposed to the rest of the market. This is because we know that you need complete visibility of all parties that you are doing business with, and whilst regulations only require recording UBOs of 25% or more, being linked to dishonest companies can still cause irreversible reputational damage regardless of whether they are above or below this threshold. To find out more about how Red Flag Alert can protect your business, start your free trial today.